Welcome back to the Worthwhile Woman podcast with me, Chris.
And me, Z.
Today we are going to be speaking about friendship. This is
Yeah.
actually going to be our first episode
In a while.
in a while. And I think just to give you like a bit of a brief, is that this, I guess, season or whatever, we'll be speaking about relationships and we'll think about like what we want to call the series, but it's a relationships in all facets, like all different types of relationships. And today we are speaking specifically about friendship, which I think is fitting because I think the core of our relationship is friendship. And so I think we've always spoke about friendship. Like, I think the other thing is we haven't really been like big friendship people because we've had each other throughout our lives. So we haven't had like the friend that's like become family.
Yeah.
Because we have always had each other to like a certain extent.
That's crazy, actually. Because if I think about the first friendship I remember, besides like your friends in creche, I remember one girl. Other than that, primary school, I could count on my fingers. High school, I could count on my fingers. And then, varsity.
Yeah.
But you've been the consistent one.
I think for me, I think I struggled with friends a lot. Like, I've also just had like my friend in primary school that I know was like a really good friend.
Yeah.
And then also high school, I had like a really, one good friend. I've also been like the one good friend.
Yes.
I've always just had the one friend compared to like everybody else who had cliques and stuff like that.
Group. Although I must say, I do remember you having a clique in high school. But there is a difference because you get friends and then you get acquaintances. So there are people that a person will, how do I say, chill with, but you might not have that deep level connection with them.
Yeah.
So we could have had a lot of acquaintances. We're not doubting that, but friends where I could say like, you know me and you know certain things that other people don't know, very few.
And I think also just like welcoming people to say like, okay, come to my house or like let's chill or whatever. Like I feel like that was something that was never really part of my friendships or whatever. So yeah, that's what we're speaking about today. So what do you think like friendship means to you? And I guess in the different ages that we've been through, I guess, type of a thing. But like, yeah.
I think when you're younger, you don't have, like, you're not that picky. You're not that discerning about who you accept. You literally bump into someone and you're like, okay, let's play. Yeah. But that's all you're interested when you're like younger. It's like, I just need someone to play with and talk to, and that's that. And then as you get older, it's like, okay, I need someone to give me advice. I need someone to comfort me. I need someone to just like, can you relate? You understand what I'm going through without me feeling like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So that's more what I think is a friend. Very platonic, but still quite close in relationship.
Yeah. I think the thing for me, when it came to like thinking about this topic, the reason I wanted us to speak about this is because I feel at the core of like our relationship with Jesus is that he wants friendship.
Definitely.
And so I thought like, I think I also struggled a lot with friendship. I think you can struggle with friendship, which I don't think you struggle with actually.
Yeah.
If you haven't had a strong relationship like with the Lord.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at a lot of things like people that don't have like really strong relationships with the Lord sometimes struggle with friendships a lot.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, what friendship is like, again, being able to bring somebody into your home. And I don't even think just your physical home, but like your internal home, your emotional home.
Trust them with that.
Yeah, to like trust them with all of that. And I also think that what it is to me is selfless. And I think that could also be another problem, is like when me specifically growing up, I always thought like friendships were about me.
Really?
Yeah, I always thought like I feel like it was like how you made me feel and how you like not you but like you know how you made me feel. Did you show up? Did you do this? And I think it caused a lot of problems when it came to my friendships because it obviously reflected that way when it came to I guess how other people felt as friends towards me because it was very much
what am I getting
out
of it?
I getting out of it? And does it look like how I want it to look? Because if the friendship didn't look like how I wanted to look, then it wasn't what I wanted or whatever the case is. Like,
it wasn't
and you didn't take things into consideration, I guess, also.
Yeah.
In that time. So yeah, I think for me, like friendship is it's so selfless. And I think if you a selfish person,
it's a tough one. But I think like human nature in general is very selfish. Like whenever you get into a relationship with someone, you do always think like, okay, but I'm not getting what I need. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's when you only think about how things are affecting you that it's like, okay, but you forget there's another person on the other side that's experiencing you the way you experience someone else. How do they experience you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you as much as a good friend as you expecting them to be?
Yeah, and I think like, and when I'm saying that, it's the thing that what I'm speaking about is which I've become better at.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm only going to reply when I have the chance to reply.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'm only going to, if it's convenient for me, for you to come now, then like, yeah, okay, fine, come.
Because I'm guilty.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's affected my relationships, like friendships, and the possibility of having intentional friendships is that I always thought like, is it how I feel?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is it how good I feel at this moment for me to show up for this person? And I get what you're saying when you're saying it's not always bad because yeah, if a friendship isn't pouring into you, then obviously like
that's a problem. Yes. It's one-sided now.
But I think something that I've come to realize is that friendship isn't convenience. And I think that's a problem. Like when it comes to friendship, we think that friendship must be convenient and within your time, within your schedule, within whatever. So yeah, I think that's the thing that's like led to me. And I guess it's also affected what types of friendships we've had. Because I think that's the friendships we've had, like convenient friendships.
I think for me, especially like the type of friends, if I just look back at most of the friends that I've had, it's been because we are in the same setting. So it is convenient to have that friend because yes, we work together. So I'm going to see you every day. It's convenient.
Yeah.
We're at school every day. You are the only person that I can think. But I think friendship also means going past, like you said, the convenience or the convenience of the setting. Do you then see the person outside of school, outside of work, outside of putting in that extra effort to meet up and see the person? And that is definitely one of my weaknesses. Yeah,
because I was going to say that would definitely bring me into like our weaknesses, which we're going to speak about. And I think just like I said, the selfishness thing aspect of like just thinking like, okay, it has to be about me. It has to be fit my schedule, fit what I think is right or whatever. And I think I've become better at that with the friends that I do have.
Yes.
You know, because like this year, one of my things was like to be intentional with my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That I do have.
Yeah.
Not that I got a crew. But like just being intentional about that. And I think my weakness is not being there as much as I could be. And I think it's, you know what, actually I was thinking about, what was my weakness growing up is that I valued romantic relationships more than friendship.
Okay, there you do have a point.
Yeah. So instead of me growing up in like womanhood and growing up with I guess parallel to having a relationship and a friendship, I chose the romantic more.
Over. I can definitely see that when I look back. And for me, I think I was like, give me a friend. But I do feel like I struggled to connect deep. Like I was very introverted. People were even like, "Do you even speak?" And yes, it's shocking for my family because I would rap when I was around them. But when I was like at school and stuff, it would be like, "Oh my word! Like, what do you like? What do you?" And people could not get that out of me, girl.
Yeah.
I was there, but I wasn't in. So I always felt like I was outside of the friendships that were there. I was in them, but I wasn't fully there.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like I don't know why I struggled to connect. Yes, outside of being, I wasn't talking that much. I wasn't sharing that much. And that is part of friendship. You need to share. You need to get to know a person. And I wouldn't let people in that much.
I think also, like, even if I think of us as friends together, like, obviously we cousins, but at the core of that, like, our friendship, I think, I was the one that told you things and you were the listener.
Yes.
Kind of like that thing. And I think that also became, like, my weakness. Like, in friendship,
Yeah.
was, like, I was the person talking and, like, I thought I had the best advice and, like, whatever. But I wasn't there to listen or give somebody the floor to be like, okay, my thing, and like
what's going on
with you. And like I feel like I got very emotionally closed off friends. Like friends that weren't like like, you know, that wouldn't like show their emotions that much, wouldn't like speak about I guess certain things or whatnot. So it stopped the growth of that friendship. Right. So I think like that was basically like where I think my weaknesses came. But I think, and I also think that also affects, like, if you're growing up with friends, you can become, how can I say it, we devalue it because you think like you're not gonna get anything out of it compared to a romantic relationship.
Yeah, you think there's more to it, like, you know, but I must say, when we have seen like people in friendships, when you do look back, you're like, oh man, I wish I kind of had that person that you could phone and be like, yes, let's do a weekend stint. Yes, we had each other. Let's not get it wrong. But we'd sit with each other.
Yeah. And also,
I'd be like, what? Where's our friends?
Yes. I also think you limit yourself when it's just the two of you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think once we got friends, both on your end and my end, like, our relationship became fuller. Because you can compare things and you can think of things and, like, you can see different things and be like, oh, okay, or whatever the case is. Whereas, I think if it was just the two of us forever, we'd have been very blind.
Yeah. And that I can see, because I think there's a lot of things where, like, I didn't notice about you, you didn't notice about me, because we're always around each other. Yes, we do know each other a lot better, but there's some things you learn in a different relationship where it's like, actually, I'm like this and I didn't know. And I'm like, really? Yeah. Because we always were around each other. So you notice different things and you get to know yourself at a deeper level.
Yeah. What do you think, like, now friendship looks, or you would like for it to look like in your 30s? Because I can't even say this year. Like, in the next 30. Few months, we are going to be 30. Oh. And I think there's just been so much that, like, our 20s have shown us.
Girl, flames. Definitely. Yeah. Well, one thing I did learn was you really don't need a lot of friends, to be honest. Because I've seen a lot of people, as they get older, they'll have the one good friend. Yes, you may have had 10, 20 back then, okay, not us, but most people. And then as you get older, you realize, I just need one good one.
Yeah.
One good one that's willing to be there, help you, support you, encourage you, listen to you, guide you, just be there, be present.
Yeah.
So you don't need that many friends, but I do need to be more intentional. You doing quite well on that. Me, on the other hand,
I also think I will obviously get into seasons just now, whatever. Oof. But I think for me now in my 30s, obviously being intentional with friendship and just like understanding that like it's a two-way stream.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that I've learned, and I was watching I always say I was watching a podcast, but
Yeah.
I was watching a podcast of I think it was also like a pastor speaking about like friends and stuff like that, and he's like, you just need to know what type of friends you have.
Yeah.
Is this the friend that you go out and you go to an event or you go to the movies with or whatever? Is this the friend you confide in? Is this the friend that you ask advice from or whatever? You just need to know which are those types of friends. And of those friends, you're going to have the one which is obviously the person that you're going to discuss every little detail with, which I feel like that's been us.
Yeah.
Like, okay, every little detail, this, whatever. But then you also have the friend that you just give a summary to.
Yeah.
And you don't care what the person says. You're not taking that person's advice.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, but like I know, like you are not the person I can be taking. That's like for example, with you. Okay, I don't know, but let's just say you have a friend like you're just not the person I take my advice back into my marriage.
Yeah, you're not trustworthy with that. You might be a little bit wild.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's just like that discernment of like when it comes to friendships. So I think that, but also like just cultivating friendship. I think one of the things I also learned was that friendship doesn't, I guess, like you say, like stop at a certain point. I was watching this another podcast also of like ladies speaking about friendship and how they learned about it and stuff like that. And I think the lady was basically saying that when her friend got cancer, her friend came to stay with her and she looked after whatever the case is. I guess this lady was speaking about her mother's friendships, right? And that's how she learned about what being a friend really is. And I thought to myself, like that's not what I think about when I think about friendship. And like I'm thinking like that's actually how deep friendship is supposed to go.
When
like
I am
if you are
dying,
dungeons, like I think of like, okay, when I gave birth and like I had my C-section, like you were there birthing me and whatever the case is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's how deep it goes. But I think we think there's like this.
There's a line.
And I think the line's important for certain friends.
Yes. Can't let everyone in that close. Yes. Not everyone can handle it.
And I think once you don't understand what friend goes where, that's where disappointment comes in.
Do you think you are good with figuring out, okay, from your group that you have now? Like,
2,
okay.
3.
all 20 on It's like, okay, this one I can do those things with. This one I can't tell too many things with. She won't be able or he won't be able to cope with it. Do you know?
Yes. I think I definitely like know that now. And also just discerning like sometimes you the friend for that person.
Yeah.
And they not the friend for you. In the sense that like you there to give them the advice, you there to guide them, you there to encourage them, you there to whatever. But that's not the friend I go to for encouragement.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can be something for somebody that they aren't for you.
I agree. I fully agree. And that also doesn't mean, which we go back to our first point where it's like, you sometimes feel like, okay, what am I getting out of it? Yeah? But sometimes you really are placed in someone's life to help and guide them. And yes, they may not see it. They may not be grateful for it right now. But down the road, it might be like, that person I needed in my life to get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So it's not always just about what you can get out of someone and something.
Yeah.
Now you do need people to pour into you.
Yeah. Now you know those people. Who are they? Who are the people that pour into you? Who are the people that are going to tell you something that needs to be told? Who are the people that are just there to make you feel good or whatever? So I think like now where I'm at is like intentionality from my end. Discernment about where certain friends go. And that's also for future friends. Like I hope that like this isn't the end of us. Like we're still gonna come across new people,
create
new relationships and stuff like that. So having that discernment. But I also think one thing I wanted to also speak about was grace in friendships. And I think the way my mic's like there, but anyway, I've been speaking about grace these past few things. Like it's been touching me. So I think the one thing is we're willing to have grace with our romantic relationships.
Go!
We will take back a cheater. 3, 4,
Go!
5 times. But let your friend do something. I cut off anybody that's like this. I cut off anybody who I'll cut off. And I think like,
Yes, I literally had that in my notes.
yeah, like I think that's something that like I was just thinking about. Like, yeah, we're quick to cut off people. Not that I've had many people to cut off.
No, it disturbs me, girl. It disturbs me. Like, okay, I'm gonna give an example of the Kardashians,
Yeah.
right? Like when Kylie's chummy was, I don't know, kissing the baby daddy,
Yeah.
right? I didn't waste time. They chopped her right off at the legs,
Yeah.
right? But then we went right back to
Yeah.
baby daddy after I don't know, that was the
Incident.
second or the third time we had forgiven him for
Yeah.
cheating. And I was just like, wow, the one friend has literally been there from
Day dot.
quick. It was finished. It was over, right? And the other one had recently come in, we had made mistakes, the same mistakes before, and then we were quick to forgive. I was just like, but why is it that we have grace for the one
Yes.
but not for the other?
And I think this is just context wise.
Yes.
Now we're not saying
We're
if
not
your
saying,
girlfriend
yes,
be cheating on your no, we're
you
not
know,
saying that's
forgive
acceptable.
and bring her back in.
No, we're not saying that. We are just saying that
How?
the logic behind how we can forgive our romantic partner. Because now they both involved.
No,
That's
they both
different.
involved.
But
there.
like I think we both know we wouldn't take back either
Yes.
or.
No, we're not condoning what she
Yes,
done. It was
but-
just why the one
Was more, yes.
was easily cut off and the other one was like, okay, let's, roll it back. And yes, people said, well, we have a child together, so it's 1, 2, 3. There are people that have done that with other relationships, just
Yes.
normal, with no child involved, no other attachments. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I think grace needs to be extended in friendships. And I think, again, bringing that back to how much
Yes.
grace, I guess, also like the Lord has for us and how we
We
fall short. But when it comes to us extending that grace onto other people or
There's a
whatever,
line.
it's like, no, I can't. Like, I
There's a
literally
line.
cannot. And I think that's something that's like, I'm like, okay, you have to include a reconciliation process when it comes
Yeah.
to your friendships, if it's worth the
With the
friendship.
rebuilding that.
Yes. Like, I think, like, so if it's worth the friendship, obviously there's certain things, like, it's just not worth building. Maybe you both decided this is one thing that we said, no, we don't,
We
whatever,
don't.
right? But I think with friendships, that's where it's more forgiving.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's not like,
definitely-
although people might say that, but it's not like your friend can cheat on you.
they can betray your trust, they can backstab you, they can do things that are terrible, yes.
Mm.
But so did the other person. You
Yeah.
know, there's trust in both of the relationships. So how come we can repair one, we can't repair the other?
Yeah.
You know? That's all we trying to say. Now I do believe everyone, no matter what's done, forgiveness needs to be done, not for the other person, but for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you end up sitting with the bitterness. What we're talking about is, do you think it can be the relationship? Because I can
Yes.
forgive you and say, we're just not going to be friends anymore.
Yeah.
But can you forgive and say, let's try again?
Yeah.
That is the real
And I
deal.
guess it's also a question for like ourselves, because like, yeah, can you forgive someone who did something bad to you? But it must also, I guess it also means it must come from both ends, that you
Yeah.
both want to think it. But I think a lot of the time with friendship, people are quick, cut off
like that and move along like
swiftly.
Now, I've never had a friendship breakup.
Mm-mm.
I've had friends that, I mean, with life, you move to a different, you don't stay in the same area or in the same country, or you don't, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing where you sort of drift. You're not as close, but it's not like if I see you, I'm going to ignore you or be
Yeah.
beefing or anything. I've never had a, don't look at me again.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a friendship breakup?
No.
No, it's just sort of.
Yeah, I think for me, it's also just been went to different schools, and again, because of the convenience of having that person there when it comes to like school or varsity or whatever the case is, once that convenience moved away and effort needed to be put in, it was like
that's it. It's too much.
It's too much. And yeah, I think that's obviously changing. I think we understand that now, considering where we are in age. Like we can't live in the same house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to make some sort of effort.
I have to see you when I see you.
Yeah.
You know, you put in. And that's the thing with adult friendships. There is a lot of coordination because, like you're saying, if your friends are not at work, you are going to have to phone them and say, listen, do you want to go out? Let's do supper. Let's do lunch. Let's go hiking. I don't know. Let's go to a market. And it does require a lot of planning because people have different schedules.
And I also think, just like, I guess maybe if that's not how your friendship works, maybe it's also just like calling the person if you're not like you're that close, you know. But checking like calling, checking in, you know, video call. We want to video call our man. We don't want to video call our friends. But I think I'm speaking from our perspective. Now, granted, for example, I have a sister. They video call each other.
Yeah.
They do all the things that friendship requires.
Yes. And we are here for it.
And that's also, I guess, I can look up to her for that in the sense that she's very intentional with her friends. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm yet to have a friend besides us. Yeah. Because like when we're talking about friends, we're not talking about the two of us, but that you can go in your pajamas, girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm yet to have a friend like that.
And we're not saying it's impossible because we've had opportunities to probably do this. We haven't taken the initiative.
Yes.
I'm just like, I've never slept at anyone's house besides, I've never gone to a friend's house and be like, let me sleep over. And I think part of that, not because the person hasn't been invited, but it's like, I'm an overthinker.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, like different people's bathrooms and like you don't know what situation.
Pet situation. Yeah.
You know me and the pets. Then it's like food, okay, I can only eat. Like, you know, if I'm I can just go to the kitchen and grab whatever I need to grab. Or I can say, yo, girl, I'm not well.
Yeah.
With some people, if I haven't gotten to that level of comfortability, I'm going to sit and starve.
Yes.
And then I'm wondering when my people coming to fetch me because...
Yeah, I guess that's just my thing. Like, I know if you come and be like, okay, girl, have you eaten?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, like, now I think... Like, if somebody's not going to be like, have you eaten? Be like, you're slowly dying a slow death.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you're not comfortable yet with that person to that level where you're like, okay, either I can just go in and do it myself or our plan of action, POA, what are we doing? Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough, it's tough, but I think when it comes to, like our 30s, I think, like you're saying, a few genuine ones, you know, just to help you, even if it's, I mean, I'm not saying, Lord, you know, I'm not grateful for the ones I have, but, you know, sometimes you need new people just to show you new things. And I think the thing with you, girl, like as much as you might not have close friends, you do have a lot of friends. And I think each friend feels like they're the only friend in your life.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have that thing about you where, like we were just speaking about it on Sunday, where it's like when you are with that person, like, yes, okay, fine, phone-wise, he's not the best. But when she is with you, she will be invested.
Fully
invested, fully there, fully listening to you, fully like, you know, whatever. Yeah. So I think like you have that thing about you where it's like, okay, once you're in, you're in, but I don't have like the one person that's like, I'm gonna discuss my whole world with.
I'm gonna tell you about my toenails and
but I think
my future goals.
I think also those things change depending on I guess moving into the whole season thing. I think sometimes, like now with you married, so I feel like you've always got that friend with you that you need to discuss deep topics with. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's your man, it's your person, it's your best friend or whatever. So I think sometimes we can feel like our friendships fall short, which I've actually heard people say, like, you should have friendships outside of your marriage.
No, definitely it's needed, because who do you went to when you have not like problems issues, or something, but you can talk to another person to be like, does it make sense? Am I crazy? What do I do concerning that relationship? I can get advice from you.
And I obviously feel like marriage advice is not something that anybody can give.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's difficult for a single person to give marriage advice. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to me, like, yes, I can hear you, I can speak to you, you know, but I can't give you specific advice because I obviously feel, you know how I feel about marriage, girl. Like me, marriage is a serious thing. I don't think anybody should just take it as just take it as a thing. I think that's one thing we've actually had a good boundary when it comes to like these, I guess, your marriage. We don't just discuss it. Yeah. Like that's not something that we talk about and it's good. No. That's like off boundaries. But I do think that when it comes to season changes, how do you then now navigate somebody going through a season change and you being kind of like left behind? Because I think a lot of people, that's also another, like people be like, oh, you just left me once you got a man, or you just and I think like, but like, how do you navigate that?
So I think,
and it's inevitable.
Yeah, it's gonna happen because, like, especially if I look back, for example, I'll use us.
Yeah,
it's like I was sleeping over on a weekly for 2 to 3 days a week. You know, I was here. So a person, once you get used to that, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I'm used to having the person. You basically you plan your life around that because you know the person's gonna be here.
Yeah.
Then you go through a change where it's like, okay, I'm moving out. I can't sleep over. Not most likely not, unless we're all sleeping over, or you know what I'm saying. Specific reasoning. The change, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
But I think communication in that sense is gonna be things like, oh God, I feel like you just don't care about me. Oh, why? You know, go back and forth, because once there's an understanding, it's like, okay, I can't expect, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Things are gonna be changing, but you'll still feel.
Yeah.
Initially.
And I think it's even for me now, okay, I feel like our changes haven't been too hard or anything like that because we family.
Yes.
So for me, it's like, it's whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we cousins and stuff like that, it's okay.
We're not going anywhere.
It's like, it's not like you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? But I dread to think like if it's your actual bestie, you know what I'm saying?
Must be rough.
That like it's your friend. Like I understand people are like, okay, and I can't relate to the fact that people are like, oh no, my friend is like family, because like we haven't had one of those unless it's been my sister's friends or my brother's friends that have become family,
we've inherited
as friends. Or like on your side, I would say like Dwayne.
Literally,
Dwayne's friends that got inherited. But like to say like
we've brought and inherited.
Yeah. So like for me, I'm just like I think you're right. Like I think speaking about it, you know,
to sort of like navigate. Okay, what can we do within this boundary? What can we do to make it feel less?
Yeah, and I think we've seen people that where friends get too involved in a marriage, girl, that can break a marriage. No. Because the friend is way too involved to a certain extent that too attached, too around too much.
Yeah.
And I think that can sometimes like
interfere.
Yeah.
People need space also, guys.
Yeah.
But I guess there are people, like I'm just thinking, no, that's not us.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever been that attached, because I feel like with us it's also like, okay, I can see you, You know what I'm saying? But then let's give it a break. We in our friendships.
Yeah.
Let me miss you a little bit.
Yeah.
Before, but being attached to where I can see you every single day or every weekend.
And there's some, and honestly, they offer it, and that's why.
And they cope well.
They cope well. I think it also depends. Like, there's some friends that can't go a day without speaking to each other. Like, best friends. I was also watching like a YouTube video where this lady like has a best friend girl, like to work every day.
Guess what?
Meet up at least once or twice a week. Like, you know what and she's married. The friend isn't.
Well.
So I think also, like, when you look at those things, you've also got to decide what
do you need?
Yes, what do you need? And can we both show up for each other
in that way?
And sometimes I also feel like there can be a separation season.
Yeah.
You know, where like you just don't speak to that person for a while. You don't like engage much, but then y'all come back together. And you know, now where things are stable in your life, y'all can come back together and grow again.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think of like some of my friendships where like I haven't spoken to that person forever, and then you just start up again, seeing them and talking and stuff, and yeah, like nothing's missed or whatever. But
those are my types. I like those types. We don't talk often, but when we do, we're gonna do. I don't know. I feel like my battery needs to be recharged. And sometimes when you like, I only have capacity for so much. Like, you know, like let's say there's work and there's this and like there's a lot going on. You got a child, you got work, you know, you handling the family, da 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 da, and then someone else is like, I'm here, right? Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I need me now. It's just me. I need to recharge. I'm gonna come back at it like a crack at it, but not right now.
Yeah.
So I feel for me, I do need breaks, only because like when I'm in it, like I said, girl, when I'm in it, I'm gonna give you all that I can give you.
Yeah.
In that time, but let me recharge.
Yeah. For please, like, I mean, kindly. Yeah. I also think like once you get to a certain type of stability, doors can open up for more of something. And that's why I say it depends on seasons. And like I've also been like so into seasons now. Like I always ask myself, is this my season? Like, is this my season to have friends? Is this my season to build friends? Is this my season to maybe just steward what I have or whatever? But I think sometimes where I'm at now, like if we look at our 30s, I think like if we had more stability.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh, for sure.
Like if we were more stable in a lot of different areas of our lives, then maybe that door would open up more.
Where you have the
capacity to be like, okay, well, I actually have some
bring it on
to do certain things and do whatever. But I think like life is just is a bit in out. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit all over the show.
You only have capacity for the few that you have.
Yes.
So we're going to do well with the few that we have.
So, yeah, I think that's where I'm at with that. The one thing I wanted us to also touch on is, I mean, one thing for me is that I always go back on, because I'm like normally the yapper. I normally take in my friendships, I normally take like the advice person, the person that has the advice, the person that has the thing, because most of my friends are younger than me.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, almost like that, I guess, mother role where you're trying to steer somebody or whatever. But I think when it comes to women's relationships, especially, is advice.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Bible literally says that the one thing about friendship is to give advice to your friends, right? How do you then navigate friends that don't take your advice? And don't take what you have to say? And I think it extends beyond friendship, because we have a whole lot of things, relationships, where you can tell somebody something, but they don't take it. And I think with that whole situation, you can also become the wrong one in that situation.
Yeah. You can, I think, it's a tricky one because, yes, when you do give advice, especially when you think it's the right thing for this person to do, it gets a bit annoying because it's like, I want the best for you. My intention behind giving you this advice is to protect you, is to guide you, is to help you. It's never to harm you.
Yeah.
So it's annoying when you see someone do that and you know the potential outcome's not going to be great by them not taking the advice. But sometimes a lesson needs to be learned on their own. All you can do is be the friend that's like, hey girl, I don't think you should, but I'm still gonna be here even if it doesn't turn out
the way
we think. But who knows? You never know. Things can change.
Yeah, I think for me, being faced with that like a few times, and I think maybe back in the day, I would have taken offense to something like that. Like, why ask me for advice if you're not gonna take it or whatever? I think one I've learned is that I'm not good.
Yeah.
Like me, yes, I might give you advice or whatever the case is, but I'm literally not the end all be all. Yeah. Like I'm literally speaking from what I know, my experiences and stuff like that. I think the best thing that I've learned is to give the advice, pray about whatever the case is, and I've been, I think, expectant in prayer that, like, God will answer.
Yeah.
But it's not going to look like I want it to.
Not the way you want it to come out.
It's not going to look like how I picture it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we have to be open to that thing that, like, the way the prayer gets answered, that's the way the Lord has answered. Yeah, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And you're just like, well, I give it up to the Lord. He's going to do what he needs to do. But as long as I've prayed about it, it will be answered.
Yeah.
Because, I think, you can get frustrated with that one.
With not.
When you're like, but girl.
I think I've also made, like in the past, I've made errors as in, because of that same thing of give advice, you know the person's not going to take it. You can even tell by the time you give the advice that this person's not going to take it. You've done, for example, you've done it, you've said your advice, you'll get it off your chest.
Yeah.
I'll be like, the person's not going to take it, I'll just keep quiet and leave it be.
Yeah.
That's where I've made a mistake, where it's like, I could have at least tried.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you like, even though it might not look hopeful, at least try and give the right advice and then take your step back, leave it in the Lord's hands, rather than not do anything knowing that, the person won't take it, what's the use? You know what I'm saying?
So, and I think also, and I guess also respecting that everybody has choice.
Yes.
And that the choice doesn't have to be you.
Yeah. And sometimes your choice is not the right one. As much as your advice is good and kind and loving, sometimes it's not the right one. Some people need to go back into a situation and hit rock bottom before it's like, okay, their lesson is somewhere in there, and you stopping the lesson not gonna help the situation either.
Yeah, I think that can become a difficult thing. But just I think I navigated that one for about a week.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, how do I handle this situation? Because it gets frustrating, because you are supposed to guide people down, I guess, the path that doesn't hurt them or whatever. But
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Like you're saying, if somebody's made up their mind,
you have to let them.
You have to let them be.
That's their path to figuring out what they need. And at the end of the day, like even when you look at your own mistakes, you always look back. Yes, you didn't need to bump your head 20 times. Maybe someone told you after the second time, perhaps don't walk into the door.
Yeah.
And you still walked into the door. But they needed the 20 times to be like, I'm never doing that again. Now I know better for my next upcoming. Sometimes when you stop it before, the person thinks, I can take a chance.
Yeah.
Let me push it a bit longer.
Yeah. And then when it comes to that, then how do you navigate those friendships right? Where it's like, okay, I give advice, whatever. But now the part that the person's going down is not a part that you particularly want to go down yourself. And you know how I believe birds of a feather flock together, girl.
Yeah.
Me, I believe that who you spend your time around and stuff like that, you will become like those people. And sometimes your friendship might start off good, but the person then starts changing into somebody else. Now all of a sudden you think, oh, okay. Now you're like, oh, okay. Then I can
shouldn't I?
Grace in those areas. Oh, okay, maybe so and so did it. So then, you know. So yeah, I wanted to see what you thought about that.
There was this thing on, I was a pastor that was talking on TV, and because there's a verse in the Bible that says, bad company corrupts good character. And the guy basically is like, so do you only surround yourself with, for example, successful people so that you one day will become successful? Remember, the person that's surrounding themselves with the successful people might not be successful.
Okay.
So there's also a thing where he said, basically, he's like, yes, 80% of the people that you surround yourself with should be the people that you want to become like. But the 20%, you've also got to pull people up. You know what I'm saying? They might not see it. They might be going down the wrong path, but you've also got to help someone because you were once there. You were once the person that was poor, didn't have an idea, didn't, you know what I'm saying? Going through the struggles, addict, what. They also need people to pull them up. Now, you don't surround yourself with them all the time.
Yeah.
Because perhaps the cocaine going to start looking juicy to you.
Yeah.
But you do need to pull people back.
I think then, yeah, like I was saying, maybe look at the majority of people. Yes. But now if the 80 is bad,
you need to reflect there. Because why, for one, do you feel so comfortable around those people? Yeah. Especially when you're not the one saying, hey, guys, I don't think we should be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any things?
My things were like, what do you think are red flags in a friendship?
For me, I think that's so weird because like I think we've been the red flags.
Yeah, we are the red flags.
So like I think for me, I think red flags is just somebody who's just trying to drain you, you know. It's all about them. It's all about what they need. It's all about like, look at me when I need advice. People that they're just not that interested in you.
Yeah, I fully agree. One of the red flags I put down, which I feel like I contradict myself so much.
Yeah.
But it's like when somebody only contacts you when they need you, right? But I'm also... But I'm also the friend that like, okay, if you're going through the time, like, you know, message me when, like, I need to know, is it urgent? Can this message, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm so bad with communication, message me when you need me so that I know, you know? But then also don't contact me only when you need me. Doesn't make sense.
But I also think like it's the discernment thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like you just know some friends are only going to call you when they need something. Like nobody's like, I know this friend not messaging me because they want to have a conversation or they want to go out or whatever.
Like, hey girl, you just wanna chill.
Yeah, you know, I think it comes like with anything. Like if anybody that's like out of the blue messaging you, it's like, okay, who is this person? And I know this person only messaging me when something is serious.
Or
yeah. But yeah, I think that would be something for me. It's just like like growing with people is important.
Yes.
You know, and will the person show up when you need them to show up? Not how you want them to, but how is best for them. Because I also think like you might think like somebody's 100% isn't the 100%. And that comparison might be a problem. Like I'm putting 100% into this friendship. Like, yeah, and you don't know.
But it looks different.
It looks different for somebody else. Your 100% is different to my 100%. But when we start comparing each other's 100% to okay,
That's now
because
not
I
adding
call
up.
yes, because I call every week and you don't, like that's not, and you only I don't
Oh,
know,
that's
only see
fair.
me or whatever the
Yeah.
case is, that's different. So I think also being able to navigate each other's 100% is important.
Mm.
And when can I be the 40 and you the 60 or whatever?
Oh,
Because
that's
I mean,
real.
like for me, girls, looking at different things, like, okay, when you just got married, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, girl,
That's all I've got.
this is all I have. Like, I gotta cook, I gotta
Yeah.
do this, I gotta do that. Like,
We at
understanding, like, okay,
Yeah.
that's
It's your
where
season.
yes,
for...
it's your season, and your 100% now looks like just popping
Yeah.
in or whatever the case is. Whereas, like, when I had Cairo, oh Lord,
Rough and
it was
tough.
rough and tough because a lot was
Yes.
happening at the same time. Now, granted, great that you weren't in your season as well, because then you could be there for me, you know? But like, it just meant like, sometimes we're sitting here, I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
I'm finished. Slept. Yes. And you're like, hey, girl, go sleep. And you want to be there to listen, but you just like, I can't.
This
like,
is all I've got to give.
I'm
I'm willing to give you what I got.
So yeah, I think just being able to be like, okay, what season are they in, and being acceptable of that.
I fully agree with that, because like in all relationships, including friendship, you have to adapt because nothing's gonna stay the same. Yes, you have. I mean, if I just think back, for example, if we take school, yeah, 3 weeks of the holiday,
Yes.
full on whole, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, when school is on, it's maybe weekends, the Sunday.
Not
we'll
even.
See. You know what I'm saying? The odd, but holidays, maximum full effect. And then you get to varsity and it's like, I am drowning, barely gonna see you. Then you start working and it's like, okay, are you working this weekend? When are you available? Shall we do something? So it's constant. The season's constantly changing. Person gets married. This person gets a child. How do you navigate? What do you have left?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that, like, I guess our takeaways would definitely be just being more intentional, having discernment, when it comes to that. Having grace with your friendships as well, compared to just with your romantic relationships. And yeah, I guess just understanding seasons and the seasons that your friendship or the people in your friendship are in. So yeah,
that's basically.
Thank you for joining us today for our first little episode.
Finally.
Yes. And let us know what else you want to hear about.
Yeah, put some topics in. If you guys have any ideas, let us know what you want us to talk about. But I think a lot of the chats for now are going to be relationship wise.
Yeah. Anyways, hope you have a good one and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.